Welcome to this quiet space for your English practice. I am Emma, and I am joined today by Mark. We are so glad you are here with us at the English Speaking Corner. This is your time to step away from the noise of the world and focus on your voice. Today, we are going to help you solve a problem that almost every English learner faces. It is that moment in the morning when you first see someone you know. Maybe it is a colleague at the office, a neighbor in the hallway, or a friend at a coffee shop. You have your English in your head, but as soon as they say hello, your mind goes completely blank. You feel a bit of panic, and your tongue feels heavy. This is what we call the morning brain freeze. If you have felt this, do not worry. It does not mean your English is bad. It just means you do not have a routine for your social interactions yet. By the end of this episode, you will have a clear, calm script that you can use every single day. You will move from feeling nervous to feeling completely natural. If you find these lessons helpful for your confidence, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon so you can join us for every new practice session.
Hello everyone, I am Mark, and I have seen this happen so many times. People study grammar for hours, but they forget that the first 5 minutes of the day are actually the most important for your confidence. If those first few words come out smoothly, the rest of your day feels much easier. But if you stumble at 9 a.m., you might feel shy for the rest of the afternoon. We want to prevent that. We want to give you a social routine that is just as automatic as making your bed or brushing your teeth. We are going to speak slowly and clearly. We will give you many chances to repeat after us. This is your safe space to make mistakes and find your rhythm. Think of this as a warm-up for your brain. Just like an athlete warms up their muscles before a race, you need to warm up your English muscles before a conversation. Let's start by looking at why this happens and how we can fix it with our first set of phrases. The goal here is not to be perfect, but to be consistent.
That is so true, Mark. The reason we freeze is often because we think we have to say something very interesting or complex. We feel pressure to show how much English we know. But the truth is that morning greetings are usually very simple. They are a way of saying, I see you and I acknowledge you. They are not a test. So let's look at the most common question you will hear. How are you? Most learners only have one answer. I am fine, thank you. While that is grammatically correct, it can sometimes feel like a conversation killer. It is very short and a bit formal. To sound more natural, we want to expand that just a little bit. We are going to practice 3 different ways to respond. The first one is what I call the standard response. It is perfect for when you feel normal and ready for work. Listen closely. I am doing well, thank you. I will say it again, very slowly. I am doing well, thank you. Now I want you to say it out loud with me. I am doing well, thank you.
That is a great one, Emma. It sounds much more professional than just saying fine. I also like to use what we call the busy response. In the morning, many of us are already thinking about our to-do list. It's okay to be honest about that in a positive way. You can say, I'm doing well, but it's a bit of a busy morning. This tells the other person that you are focused and productive. Let's practice that one together. I will say it first. I'm doing well, but it's a bit of a busy morning. Now you try repeating it after me. I am doing well, but it's a bit of a busy morning. Focus on the flow of the words. Notice how the word but connects the 2 parts of the sentence. I am doing well, but it's a bit of a busy morning. Try saying it one more time. It is important to feel the rhythm of the sentence in your mouth. When you practice these phrases repeatedly, they become a habit. You won't have to think about the grammar because the whole sentence will be stored in your memory as one single unit of meaning.
Exactly. And our third option is the positive response. This is for those mornings when you feel great, or maybe you just had a very good cup of coffee. You can say, I'm doing great, thank you for asking. This is very polite and it makes the other person feel good too. Let's try that one. I'm doing great, thank you for asking. Again, listen to the melody. I'm doing great, thank you for asking. Now it is your turn to speak. I'm doing great, thank you for asking. When you use these phrases, remember to smile a little bit. Even if you are on the phone or wearing a mask, the smile changes the tone of your voice. It makes your English sound more welcoming. So now you have 3 choices. I am doing well, thank you. I am doing well, but it's a bit of a busy morning. Or I'm doing great, thank you for asking. Pick the one that feels most like you today. Practicing these out loud right now is the best way to make sure they are there for you when you need them tomorrow morning.
Now that we have answered the question, we move to the most important part of the routine. This is what many learners forget. We call it the bounce back. If someone asks you how you are and you answer but do not ask them back, the conversation stops. It can feel a little bit cold. In English, conversation is like a game of tennis. When someone hits the ball to you, you must hit it back to them. This is also a great strategy because it moves the focus away from you. If you are feeling nervous, the best thing you can do is get the other person talking. The simplest way to do this is to say, "How about you?" It is short, easy to remember, and very natural. Let's practice that now. How about you? Listen to the way the words link together. It sounds almost like one word. How about you? Let's try it again. How about you? Now you say it out loud. How about you?
That is such a powerful little phrase, Mark. It is like a magic key that keeps the door open. But if you want to sound even more confident, you can use a more specific return question. This shows that you are a good listener. If you are at work, you might say, "How is your morning going so far?" This is a very common way to check in with a colleague. Let's break that down. How is your morning going so far? Let's say it slowly together. How is your morning going so far? And one more time at a normal speed. How is your morning going so far? When you ask this, you are not asking for a long story. You are just being friendly. It shows that you are comfortable in the language. If you can master this one sentence, you will instantly sound more like a B1 or B2 speaker. Let's practice it again. How is your morning going so far?
I love that phrase because it uses the present continuous tense in a very natural way. It shows that the morning is still happening. Another great bounce back is, "Did you have a good commute?" This is perfect if you are meeting someone who just arrived at the office. In many cities, the commute is a big part of the morning. People love to talk about the traffic or the train. Let's practice. Did you have a good commute? Try to emphasize the word good. Did you have a good commute? Now you try it. Did you have a good commute? If the person says yes, you can just smile. If they say no, you can just say, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." This is how real connection happens. You don't need a huge vocabulary. You just need the right phrases at the right time. Let's say that follow-up phrase too, just in case. "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." Practice that with me now. "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." It is a very kind and respectful thing to say.
So far, we have practiced our greeting and our return question. This usually takes about 30 seconds, but sometimes there is a small silence. This is where many learners start to feel the brain freeze again. They think they need to start a deep conversation about politics or the news, but you don't. In the morning, we use what we call contextual observations. This just means talking about things that are happening right now in your environment. The most common one, of course, is the weather. It might seem like a cliche, but talking about the weather is a very safe and polite way to bridge the silence. If it is a sunny day, you can say, "It is a beautiful day out there, isn't it?" This is a tag question. We use these to invite the other person to agree with us. Let's practice that. "It is a beautiful day out there, isn't it?" Again, slowly. "It is a beautiful day out there, isn't it?" Now you try it. "It is a beautiful day out there, isn't it?"
And what if the weather is not so beautiful, Emma? In my city, it rains quite a lot. In those cases, we can use a bit of humor, or just acknowledge the reality. You could say, "It's a bit of a gray morning, isn't it?" Or, if it is raining, you can say, "I'm glad I remembered my umbrella today." Let's practice that second one, because it uses some great everyday vocabulary. "I'm glad I remembered my umbrella today." Let's say it together. "I'm glad I remembered my umbrella today." And again, "I'm glad I remembered my umbrella today." Notice the word remembered. It is in the past tense because you thought of it earlier. This is a very natural way to share a small detail about your life. It makes you sound human and approachable. Let's try it one more time. "I'm glad I remembered my umbrella today."
Another great contextual topic is the coffee. Many of us cannot start our day without it. If you are standing near the coffee machine or holding a cup, you can say, "I really needed this coffee this morning." It is a very relatable feeling. Let's practice that. "I really needed this coffee this morning." Let's say it slowly. "I really needed this coffee this morning." And now at a conversational pace. "I really needed this coffee this morning." This is a perfect example of a low-pressure sentence. It doesn't require a complex answer. The other person might just say, "Me too," and then the silence is broken. You have successfully navigated the social interaction. You are now speaking English in a real-world setting. Let's say it one more time to be sure. "I really needed this coffee this morning."
We also have the topic of the office or the workspace itself. If it is a Monday, everyone is thinking about the weekend. If it is a Friday, everyone is thinking about the weekend ahead. On a Monday morning, a very common phrase is, "Did you have a nice weekend?" This is a classic. You will hear it every single Monday, so it is very important to practice it until it feels like a reflex. Let's do it now. Did you have a nice weekend? Again, focus on the words nice and weekend. Did you have a nice weekend? Now it's your turn. Did you have a nice weekend? If you want to be more specific, you can ask, did you do anything fun over the weekend? This is a slightly longer sentence, but it is very common. Let's try it. Did you do anything fun over the weekend? One more time, slowly. Did you do anything fun over the weekend? And now a little faster. Did you do anything fun over the weekend?
These are all wonderful ways to keep the energy going, but there is one more skill you need for your morning routine. You need to know how to end the conversation. This is sometimes the hardest part. You don't want to just walk away, but you also need to get to your desk or start your work. We call this the polite exit. You want to leave the conversation in a way that feels warm but clear. A very simple way to do this is to use the phrase anyway. This word tells the other person that the small talk is ending and you are moving to your next task. You can say, anyway, I should probably get to my desk. Let's practice that. Anyway, I should probably get to my desk. Let's say it again. Anyway, I should probably get to my desk. The word probably is very important here. It makes the sentence sound less aggressive and more polite. Anyway, I should probably get to my desk. Now you try. Anyway, I should probably get to my desk.
That is a perfect exit, Emma. Another one that I use often, especially if I am in a bit of a rush, is, well, I'll let you get on with your day. This is very respectful because it shows you value the other person's time. Let's break that down. Well, I'll let you get on with your day. This is a bit of a longer phrase, so let's do it slowly. Well, I'll let you get on with your day. One more time. Well, I'll let you get on with your day. And then you can add a final positive wish, like have a productive morning or just have a good one. Let's practice have a good one. It is very common in casual English. Have a good one. Now you try. Have a good one. It is a friendly way to say goodbye without being too formal.
Let's put all of this together now. Imagine the scene. You walk into the room, you see Mark. Let's try a full mini dialogue using the phrases we have learned. Mark will be the colleague and I will be the learner. I want you to listen to how the phrases flow from one to the next. Mark, hello. How are you doing today?
Hi, Emma. I'm doing well, thanks. How about you?
I'm doing well, but it's a bit of a busy morning. Did you have a good commute?
It wasn't too bad. The train was actually on time for once. It is a beautiful day out there, isn't it?
It really is. I'm glad the sun is finally out. Anyway, I should probably get to my desk. Have a good one, Mark.
You too, Emma. See you later.
Did you hear how that felt? It was only about 40 seconds long, but it felt like a complete, successful interaction. There was no panic, no complex grammar, just simple, clear phrases used in the right order. This is the routine we want you to build. You don't need to invent new English every morning. You just need to use these reliable blocks. If you can do this, you will find that your stress levels go down significantly. You will stop worrying about what to say because you already know what you are going to say.
And that brings us to the most important part of today's lesson. How do you make this a habit? How do you make sure these phrases are there when you need them? We have a special challenge for you. We call it the mirror drill. It is very simple, and it only takes 2 minutes. Tomorrow morning, when you are getting ready, look at yourself in the mirror and say these 3 sentences out loud. First, say your response. I'm doing well, thank you. Second, say your bounce back. How is your morning going so far? Third, say your exit. Anyway, I should probably get to my desk. Have a good one.
This might feel a little bit silly at first, speaking to yourself in the mirror, but it is very effective. When you speak out loud in a quiet place, you are building the physical muscle memory in your mouth. You are training your brain to link these words together. When you finally see your colleague or your neighbor, your brain will recognize the situation and say, oh, I know this. We practiced this in the mirror. And the words will come out much more easily. It is like a secret weapon for your confidence. We want you to try this mirror drill for the next 7 days, just 1 week. If you do it every morning, by next week, you won't even have to think about these phrases. They will just be part of who you are in English.
Remember, the goal of the English Speaking Corner is not to make you sound like a textbook. It is to make you sound like yourself, but in English. It is about building that quiet, steady confidence. You don't need to be the loudest person in the room. You just need to be someone who can walk into a room and feel at home. These morning routines are the foundation of that feeling. Every time you have a successful small talk interaction, you are adding a brick to your house of confidence. Over time, that house becomes very strong. You will start to look forward to these interactions instead of fearing them. You might even find yourself being the one to start the conversation first. Imagine how good that will feel.
I also want to remind you that it is okay to have a day where you still feel a bit shy. Even native speakers have mornings where they don't feel like talking. If that happens, you can use an even shorter version of the routine. You can just say, "Good morning, how are you?" And when they answer, you can say, "That's good, have a nice day." Even a 5-second interaction is better than no interaction. It keeps your English momentum going. Consistency is the key to everything in language learning. If you can stay consistent with these small moments, the big moments, like meetings or presentations, will become much easier too. You are training your brain to be comfortable with the sound of your own voice speaking English.
Before we finish today, let's do one final practice of all our main phrases. I will say the phrase, and I want you to repeat it with as much confidence as you can. Don't worry about your accent. Just focus on the clarity and the feeling of the words. Ready? Let's go. Phrase 1. I am doing well, thank you. Now you try. I am doing well, thank you. Phrase 2. How is your morning going so far? Your turn. How is your morning going so far? Phrase 3. It's a beautiful day out there, isn't it? Speak it out loud. It's a beautiful day out there, isn't it? Phrase 4. I really needed this coffee this morning. Let's hear you. I really needed this coffee this morning. Phrase 5. Anyway, I should probably get to my desk. Have a good one. Final one, make it count. Anyway, I should probably get to my desk. Have a good one.
You did a wonderful job today, truly. By taking this time to listen and repeat, you have already done more for your English than if you had just read a grammar book for an hour. You are practicing the actual skill of speaking. We are very proud of you for showing up for yourself today. This is how progress happens. It's not a sudden jump, it is one small step at a time, one episode at a time. If you enjoyed this calm study space, please give this video a like. It really helps our channel reach more learners just like you who want to build their confidence without the pressure.
And don't forget to leave a comment below. We would love to hear which of these phrases is your favorite, or tell us one thing that usually happens in your morning routine. Writing it down is another great way to practice. We read every comment, and it makes us so happy to see your progress. Tomorrow morning, remember the mirror drill. 2 minutes is all it takes to change your day. You have the tools now. You have the script. All you have to do is use it.
We will be here for you in the next episode with more clear dialogues and gentle guidance. Until then, keep that calm focus. Use your English when you can, and be kind to yourself when you can't. You are doing much better than you think you are. Each word you speak is a success. Each time you try, you are becoming a more confident version of yourself. Thank you for spending this time with us in the English Speaking Corner. We look forward to seeing you again very soon. Have a beautiful and confident day.